Hey guys, what's up? What's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading. This is an urgent message, what you guys need to know right now. This message is intended to help change your life forever once you hear it. It is a message that will hopefully inspire you and help you have really big realizations in your life. So if you guys are new to pick a card readings, I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how it works. So basically we have 5 piles over here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you'd like, to find the pile that you're the most drawn to. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, and then you guys can skip ahead to your personal reading. If you guys like to pick with crystals on the bottom, I'll be throwing the crystals on right now, starting now. All right, so if you guys like to choose with crystals, we have some rose quartz over here. This is some aventurine. This over here is some spirit quartz. This is fluorite, and then this is angel aura quartz. So take a moment, find the pile that you're the most drawn to, and then once you're done choosing, again, scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's linked to your specific card, so you can skip ahead to your personal reading. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting now. All right, so pile number 1, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your urgent message, things you need to hear right now. So let's get started. All right, so this is the first reading where I'm actually going to incorporate reversals into this. Normally with general readings, I kind of read both sides of the cards. We're still gonna do that, but we're gonna incorporate what comes up reversed and stuff like that. So over here we have the 10 of Swords reversed, we have the Hierophant, and then we have the Lovers reversed. All right, so I'm just gonna talk about all the different things that this could be talking about. Again, it is a general reading, so it'll go kind of in a different direction per viewer. So the Lovers does talk about a few different options. This can be an actual partnership relationship, or it could be a friendship. This can also be talking about a business partnership, or just something that you've invested a lot of your time and energy into. So it can be an actual event, an opportunity, a project, something like that where you guys have invested a lot of time into. Again, it could be an actual person that it's talking about as well. So you're just gonna have to figure out what it is that correlates to you during this reading. When we have the 10 of Swords reversed, this is usually talking about there's some relief coming very shortly to something that you're worried about, or something that's giving you a lot of anxiety or pain or grief. This can even be talking about health as well, because the 10 of Swords, it is a pretty negative card, but it did come up reversed in this. So this means that it's a time of healing. So what you guys need to know right now is that any hard times that you're currently facing are soon to be over. They're not going to last very much longer. With the Hierophant next, this talks about somebody coming into our lives that's going to help us, that's going to teach us, that is going to be a guide for us. This can be talking about a spiritual guide as well, that is coming through to help relieve the things that we are going through. So somehow you're being guided, you're being helped through this. This could be, again, through a spirit guide or through an actual person that's going to help you get out of a certain situation that you're currently going through. Specifically for some of you guys, not all of you guys, but specifically for some of you guys, I'm also seeing maybe some challenges in a relationship that you guys are currently facing. Again, this is not all of you guys, but I'm definitely seeing some of this where maybe you guys are, thinking about making a bigger commitment, but there's some like cold feet, there's some worries, stuff like that. So it can also be talking about having some cold feet in a relationship in regards to moving to the next level, but I do see that ending up working out. I do see you guys actually, somehow making it work, but I feel like there's some cold feet in the beginning from one of you guys. So I do want to mention that just for some of you. I do also want to mention though as well, I think you guys need to be a little bit more cautious around friendships and around people as well. So this is another one of the messages that I'm really getting, because we do see the snake coming up here. Since this card did come out reversed, the Lovers, it can be a little bit more of a warning or a negative connotation, especially because when it's reversed, the snake is like coming up here. So this means that the snake is now rising and the two people are kind of like, maybe illusioned, not really looking at this. So when I see this card reversed, this is also telling me that you guys need to have a little bit more caution in your relationships. This is including friendships. This is including loved ones, including business partnerships, because it seems like someone's not being completely honest with you. And it could be, again, like a business partnership. It could even be a family member, but I'm most likely getting that it is a friendship, lover, or business partnership that you guys have, that they're not being completely honest, and you guys need to be a little bit more cautious. And we even have sirens going on right now. Huge sign. Huge warning sign. All right, so, so funny. Right when I start, then the siren's just like beep, beep again. So weird. Anyway, that's a huge sign, because I'm definitely getting that you guys need to be a little bit more cautious in friendships, again, in business partnerships or love relationships. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, and I know sometimes you guys get annoyed when I repeat myself a lot, but sometimes I just feel like the message needs to be repeated for some of you guys. Not all of you guys, but for some of you guys, for some reason I'm being told or guided to saying it and repeating it, because it's an important one that you guys need to remember. That's why. So let's see what we have next. So we have, what even is this card? This is the second house reversed. And then we have the first house. The second house and the first house, one after the other. I'm gonna put these like right below these cards. And then we have the full moon reversed. So all of these ones are reversed. Anytime that the moon is reversed, I do want to mention that this always indicates and talks about things being hidden from us, but when it's reversed, this means they're going to be revealed right away. And so I don't feel like you guys will have to think about it for much longer. Also, when we have the second house reversed, especially when it's right under the Ten of Swords, this can indicate somehow we're losing financially a little bit, or maybe we're feeling a little bit worried about our money, or we're feeling a little bit worried about maybe we have to invest our money into something, or maybe we always feel like every time we come across money, we have to spend it really quick anyway, and it just kind of falls out of our hands. And so this can be a worry about losing some money and not really feeling like you're able to move forward in it. But I do feel like there's some help coming along the way, and I don't think you guys will have to worry about it for too much longer. It could be something that you guys just aren't realizing or fully looking into, but I feel like you're going to be taught right away the ways to fix this, the ways to deal with this, and realize how to discontinue this repetitive cycle of constantly losing out on some money. Because the Hierophant always talks about a teacher, and as we can see, he's going through a book. So somehow I feel like you guys are going to go through a learning stage. And this whole process that you're going through with relationships and with money right now is a learning process and a learning stage that I feel like you guys are going to learn quite a bit from, and you're going to realize how to grow as a person and how to kind of get out of this cycle. Then also with the first house, this is talking about the self, and the fact that it's reversed, this can be talking about the fact that maybe you put too much energy towards other people rather than towards yourself. And this is why you end up losing financially a bit, because energetically you're giving all of your energy away towards others and not towards yourself. And so symbolically, that also would indicate and show up energetically, because anytime we have anything and we spend our energy in a certain way, it'll reflect all around our lives. It'll reflect in our money, it'll reflect in our relationships, it will reflect everywhere. And so if you're not spending enough time investing towards yourself or helping yourself in any way, or you're spending too much time giving your energy away to other people, this is going to reflect in your money and in your other relationships. This is going to reflect all around your life. Oh my God, that is so weird. My closet door just opened. That is wild. I don't want to talk about that. That's really creepy. Really glad it's not nighttime right now. Otherwise, that would be really frightening. Okay, I'm taking all of this as signs. Weird stuff is happening around my house right now while I'm giving this reading. So this is really indicating to me like I feel like there's a sense of not really knowing what's going on around you or why these certain things are happening, but I feel like it's a reflection based on how you treat yourself, your own self-value. And so I feel like you're going to be very quickly learning a lot of self-value towards yourself, and I feel like that's going to happen a lot in 2020. I'm really getting the number 2 in my head, so anything around the number 2, whether that means February or 2020, for example, things that are around the number 2, you guys are going to be learning a lot of self-worth and growing a lot of self-worth. It could also mean the second house, which is Taurus, so Taurus season, which is in April and May. So this is really talking about growing your own value and realizing your own value, and that's what's going to help you keep more money. And every time you earn it, for some reason, it just stays in your pocket. You keep it, you have it. You don't have any more worries around money. You don't have any more worries around relationships. It all deals with your own self-worth, which might sound a little bit backwards, because it's like, oh, if I focus too much on myself, then I'm not going to be focused on how to keep my money or how to keep my relationships good. But for you guys specifically, how to keep your money and relationships really good is actually based on your self-worth. So actually giving more time to yourself, more self-respect, more self-worth, more self-value, realizing all those things is actually going to play a huge part in how other people treat you, how your money either sticks with you or doesn't stick with you. Because right now, spending so much energy on other people or focusing so much on things that are outside of you means that you're pushing your energy to things that are outside of you, which means money. What is money? Money is a reflection of energy, and it's an exchange of energy. So if you're constantly throwing your energy towards other things, that means your money is going to also be flowing out of your pocket really fast. So if you guys are ever worried about money, that is what's coming up there, is money is a direct reflection of your self-worth at the moment. So this is why you might be having some money issues if you guys are facing that, or relationship issues where people are either taking advantage of you, not being honest with you, kind of walking all over you. It deals with your own self-worth at the end of the day. So the urgent message that you need to know right off the bat is allow that self-worth to grow. The next card that we have is Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. And so this card right here, this is talking about maybe there is a little bit of sleepless nights. The Ten of Swords can talk about, we have a lot on our minds, a lot that's, making us either a little bit depressed or a little bit unable to move, but yet, it's reversed, and so it's not as bad as it could be. You are healing from it, and you're going to go through a phase of healing from it if you haven't already, and it's going to be really, powerful. It'll be really good for you. But yeah, I do feel like worries are going to be sort of cured, and you won't have to worry too much longer about them if you guys have had a lot on your mind, especially regarding money and relationships. I do feel like good rest is coming soon. The worries are going to subside, basically. Then we do also have the card of the Flame. So this card's really pretty. This really talks about, so for you guys, I really feel like there's this new beginning. The flame can represent a new beginning and endings towards other things, because the flame, it burns through all the old stuff and it allows new inspiration to come out. So this is all about new inspiration coming and new feelings, new ideas. So for you guys, this is burning away the old. So any old paradigm, any old thing that you're holding on to, an old self, an old way of being, this is now transforming. The flame is a very transformative element. It happens very quickly as well, and happens usually very fiery. So this can indicate that the way that you're going to learn this is going to be a very quick onset realization, or it could be an event that happens that kind of really sparks or ignites a new idea, a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And the flame can also, it's very delicate. It can end really quickly. It can be put out really quickly, but it can also expand very quickly as well. It can cause a lot of quick radical change in all areas of our life, depending on how you utilize it. So this is also indicating that as you're going through this transformation and transition, allow yourself to build this flame and keep this flame, keep it in check so it doesn't wildly grow out of control, but then also care for it enough so that it doesn't get burnt out. So any new inspirations that you get, care for yourself, because I feel like you guys tend to put your energy so far outside of yourselves, and you're not putting enough towards your flame. Therefore, your own inspirations, your own things that you're wanting to do are getting burnt out really fast. You might wonder why you have no energy. You might wonder why you get burnt out really quickly. You might wonder why all of your ideas or things that you do get inspired about all of a sudden don't feel the same after doing it for like a couple months and all of a sudden you get uninspired again. It's because you're not putting enough energy towards yourself and your own ideas and your own flame to keep it burning. Because of course we know, like, a little gust of wind and all of a sudden the flame is out. You need to be focusing on it, grow that flame towards, you know, a good amount of fire in you so that it doesn't get burnt out very quickly, but then also keep it in control so it doesn't get out of control either. So the flame's a very delicate concept where you need to give enough energy, but then also not too much. We also have the card here of You're Already Doing It, and then Warrior Woman reversed. And so you're already doing it. So I feel like whatever you guys are desiring to do, whatever you guys are desiring to complete, get started, maybe you guys have this idea that you really want to push forward, you don't have to worry, you're already on the right path. This is confirmation from spirit, from your own self, since you chose this pile, that you're already on the right path. You're already headed there. There's not too much you have to worry about. Also, while you're listening to this reading, if you're like, oh my God, how do I make sure that, you know, I'm focusing on myself so that money and relationships keep going well, all that kind of jazz. You're already on the right path. You don't need to worry about too much about how to do it. It's already happening. Don't worry about that. Warrior Woman reversed. And so this is talking about, again, your own self-motivation. Maybe you put too much towards other people, therefore you're not putting enough towards yourself. And so Warrior Woman is reversed because this is like, okay, well, I need to put more energy towards myself in order to be the warrior woman, to have my flame stop burning out, to have enough energy, to have enough inspiration, motivation to keep my dreams on the right track so that they actually come into fruition. So lots happening here. Holy. This will be right side up if you put more energy towards yourself, but you're on the right path. You're gonna get there anyway, but just focus on putting more energy towards yourself and your own things. This will keep the flame ignited, and it'll also help keep the energy in yourself to push through, to push on these things. And then we also have the regeneration card, and then we also have the peace card, both right side up. And so the regeneration card, this is your dreams are going to go through a regenerative phase where you begin to reignite them, which is why we have the flame. The flame is going to reignite and re-spark up. Certain dreams that you've had, certain goals that you've had are going to now come out of the graveyard, basically. This card kind of looks like that. And they'll be reawakened so that you guys can actually make them happen. So this is also restoring things with, so the Ten of Swords over here, since it's reversed, this is going through healing time, which is regeneration. So if you guys have ever been dealing with health issues, if you guys have been dealing with any depression, anxiety, worries about certain things, anything that's been holding you back and making you feel less than or less energy, you're going to go through a regenerative phase where you guys can rebuild yourselves and blossom and grow properly. And it begins with having internal peace with yourself, growing that self-worth, focusing more time on yourself rather than so much towards other people, being a little bit more cautious in your friendships as well, will all help you guys out fully. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 2, if you guys chose this pile, this is going to be your urgent message that will change your life forever. So without further ado, let's get started, starting now. All right, so pile number 2, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we have over here the Queen of Pentacles. I'm also doing reversals now in this reading particularly. I don't know if I'm going to incorporate it with every reading, but I do use reversals for personal readings. Didn't ever do it for general readings because I'd always read kind of both sides of the cards, but I wanted to try using reversals for a general reading and see how it goes. So we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. So let's get started into what this means. Having the Queen of Pentacles here reversed can sometimes indicate that we're not really doing what we want in our life, or we're not really following our passion, or we feel unmotivated, we feel a bit slowed down, because the Queen of Pentacles is like, you know, when she's right side up, she feels really good about what she's doing. She's so inspired. She's like a businesswoman. She feels on top of it, and this can go either way. So the Queen is a woman in tarot, but it can indicate a man or a woman. when it comes up in a reading. So I just want to mention that. This can be for anyone. If you're a man watching this, you're still good to watch this. You still picked the right pile. But anyway, the Queen of Pentacles reversed is like, okay, so she's not really doing what she wants to. She's not really feeling excited about it or motivated. This is when, the mundane tasks really get to us and we don't feel like doing anything. We kind of get lazy and we don't want to get up off of our butts and do what we have to do. And we just feel very uninspired and unmotivated to do what we're supposed to be doing. The Two of Cups over here indicates that this can be that there is like a passion. There is a thing that we want to be doing. This is like, molding two different worlds. And I feel like the reason why you guys might be feeling this way is because of an opposition in opinions from other people. Because we do have the yin yang, the male female snakes that are intertwining from the cups. And when it comes next to this can mean that we're trying to please other people and also please ourselves, but we can't figure out how to please ourselves and other people at the same time. We don't know how to weave that web together in order to, make it work for us. And so you end up putting your own desires maybe on hold in order to please other people. But you're kind of like seeking how to make this work. With the Two of Wands here, this is like you're looking out on the horizon of like how to make this happen. Oh my gosh, it is snowing outside right now. Is that snow or am I crazy? All right, I have no idea what's going on outside right now. Basically, it looks like it's snowing out of one of my windows, and then every other window, nothing's happening, so I have no idea what that's all about. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, this is definitely talking about your own desires, your own wants and needs, and kind of putting them on hold for other people, but then, seeking about how to do this, how do I make this happen, how do I please myself? As we can see in this card in the Two of Wands, he's very determined. He has this determined look on his face, but he's not really excited about it, but he's determined. He's determined to find a way, but you can tell he's like, he hasn't quite found his way quite yet about how he's gonna do this or how he's gonna go about it. So let's throw some more cards on this so we can get some more information on what's happening here. All right, so we have Society over here. Then we have Jupiter reversed. And then we also have Luna, which is the moon. All right, so with Society over here, this pairs up perfectly with the Queen of Pentacles being reversed, is feeling the pressures of society. So feeling like, are we doing enough? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? What does society say we should be doing? Do I follow that, or do I follow my own dreams, my own desires? This is kind of having those questions going through your mind. And so this message is about listening to yourself, because right now with this over here, this is like a stuck feeling. When we have Jupiter reversed coming out beside the Two of Cups as the snakes that are interweaving. Wow, I'm just like really messing things up this morning. There's a lot of crazy energy this morning. So this is like, those two snakes that are wanting to intertwine with each other. This is like molding yourself with society, what society wants and what you want, and trying to fit it all in one box, but you're feeling stuck as if you can't really expand that, because Jupiter reversed is like not being able to expand outside of what we've currently done, not being able to go any further, feeling like this stuck energy of not being able to expand is basically what it is. So right now there's a stuck energy, and both options are good. I feel like you're really truly considering, like, do I follow this or do I follow that? How do I incorporate it? But there is this stuck energy of like, I don't know how to expand on this. I don't know how to make it keep going where I can please myself and please other people. And I feel like you've tried both. You've tried either option, and it's just kind of like a stuck feeling, and there's this unsure feeling about what to do in this situation, because you're like, do I listen to other people or do I listen to myself? And which is the better option? Because there might be even a worry of like failure in this, wondering like, okay, if I follow myself and then I fail, then everyone's just going to tell me like, I told you so. And what do I do from then on out? There is this sense with the moon that you're walking into the unknown. It's like, okay, well, if I follow myself, if I follow my own dreams, I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know if it's going to be successful. I don't know the outcome. That's what the moon kind of shows here by the Two of Wands, is like unsure about What's going to happen? And then with all of this energy, I'm definitely picking up that, yeah, okay, so the urgent message that I feel like you guys really need to know is to walk into the unknown. That's what you guys need to know. That is the message behind this, is walking into the unknown. Because if you stay where you are right now, you're just going to be stuck. It's not going to go anywhere. You're not going to get farther here or there. You need to pick either side. And what this is leaning towards is following your own desires. The Two of Wands over here, this is determination of doing something that you're most unsure about. So that, most likely, is you making your own direction, following your own desires, your own heart and soul, stepping into that even though it is unknown. I feel like that is what you guys need to do. We also have the knowledge card reversed up here. So this is like, sure, you're stepping into it and you don't really know too much about what you're stepping into. So yes, it's a little bit confusing. Yes, you don't know too much. Yes, there's going to be a lot of learning involved. That's okay. This is why it might seem like an anxious or stressful decision, because no, maybe you don't have all the answers about how you're going to make it happen. No, you don't have all the answers yet of how it's going to go, what it's going to look like, what you're going to run into, what you're going to face. You don't know. It's unexpected. Just like how there's random snow in one of my windows out there in the middle of Los Angeles, and it's quite warm outside, and there's, for some reason, snow falling. Maybe they're like filming something and they're having snowfall. I don't know. We don't know all the answers. Just the same in this reading, we don't have all the answers, but that's fine. Sometimes you don't need to have all the answers in order to start something, in order to do something. Most things that you ever do start, you'll never know the outcome until you step into it. You'll never know the knowledge. You'll never know all of it until you get involved in it and start doing it. So that's how you start anything in this world. Nobody starts anything and puts their foot into anything or makes their dreams happen by having all of the answers, knowing exactly how it's going to go, knowing every twist and turn, knowing exactly what decisions to make. No one has had that experience on this planet. So if you guys are worried about stepping into your own dreams or stepping into your own passions, or maybe you don't even know what those passions are yet, but this is about discovering them by following your own heart, your own voice, and letting that lead you. So allow the knowledge to come, allow the lessons to come. Yes, some of them are going to be hard. Yes, there's going to be obstacles to face, but this is about doing what makes you happy, following your own dreams, your own gut, your own voice. And then we also have the Self. So of course this card comes up. This is the perfect card to come up, because if you guys still were a little bit confused about, is this telling me to follow other people or is it telling me to follow myself? This is telling you to follow the Self, your heart. See, this is all beaming towards or out from his heart. So this is like following your own voice, following your own heart, following where that is going to lead you rather than what society says. Because if you follow what society says, you're going to be the Queen of Pentacles reversed, which is uninspired, unmotivated. This is kind of like a dragging down sort of energy where you don't feel excited about anything. So this is about following yourself. Yes, it's unknown. Yes, you don't know everything. Yes, there's a crap ton to learn still. But it's time to do that. It's time to head in that direction and listen to yourself. Listen to your own inner callings. The next card that we have is Align Your Life, but reversed. And then we also have Dance, but it's reversed. So these two coming up reversed can sometimes indicate that there's either delays in making these things happen, or maybe there's a bit of nervousness, there's a bit of stress around it, which of course, I mean, that's natural if we're going through something like this. So Align Your Life being reversed, let's read what it says at the bottom. It says, what is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? So this is finally time to get rid of those things. And yes, it might be hard to get rid of that because, you know, we really need to see and understand what is no longer in alignment with us. And just to make the answer plain and simple, anything that does not align with your heart of where you truly desire to be and go, that is what is out of alignment. That's what you need to get rid of. And that's what you need to let go of. So this is any thoughts or ideas, pushes or suggestions from society that don't actually inspire you. This is people that are dragging you down, holding you back, not listening to those and letting those go. So align your life by listening to what the self actually wants. Maybe it's a little bit confusing right now because it's upside down. So maybe it's like, I don't really know what aligns and what doesn't, because maybe society is correct. The answer here is society is not correct, because society is going to lead you to a place of, again, I will repeat, a mundane, boring, future existential crisis of, I don't like what I did with my life. That's what's going to lead to. But if you follow your heart, yes, you're stepping into a very wildly unknown area, but you're going to have to just keep following and keep listening to your heart, because I will say one thing. If you're always listening to your heart and your inspirations, you're never going to end up in a life of regret. Sure, there could be obstacles that you run into that are very difficult, that you might question yourself. That's natural. But if you keep following your heart, you will constantly be doing what inspires you, what makes you happy, and that is all you can ever ask for from life. And as long as you keep doing it, as long as you keep getting over these obstacles, learning as you go, expanding yourself, learning from all these things, growing from them, as long as you keep doing that, you're gonna get to your goal. As long as you keep walking there and pushing forward and pushing through, no matter what society tells you, no matter the rejection that you get from society, no matter the opinions that you get from society, if you keep following your own heart, you will always get to your end goal. As long as you don't let this hold you back and you keep going to what makes you happy, you will get there, and it will always lead you towards happiness. Whereas listening to what society wants for you, listening to the opinions of society, will push you down into a box, and that box is probably not your dreams or your goals at all. Continuing on. The dance card reversed. This can sometimes mean that it's hard for us to get into alignment. It's hard for us to start this and begin this and feel the full inspiration, because yes, we're stressed. Yes, there's still lots to know, lots to learn, but it's beginning the dance. And sometimes we have to learn how to dance before we can get onto the dance floor and fully dance. There's still lots to learn. So that's fine. It's just indicating that there's still lots on the road for you to learn and know. And yes, maybe it seems like a hard road, but it's a much more fulfilling road than what that is. I will tell you that right off the bat. This is the message that the cards are really wanting you to know. Then we also have the To Be Fair card, and then we have soulmates. All right, so to be fair. This card, wonderful. This is, having a good balance. This is, maybe your current situation is, I want to, balance out what society wants for me and what I want for myself. But how hard is it to continue always balancing those scales? This is about going towards the self. Yes, be fair with it. You don't need to be harsh in any way ever. This is about balancing your needs. Also, incorporating maybe a little bit of what others desire. But again, what we have here is kind of showing that if you try to incorporate both, you're gonna reach a point where you can't really expand much further, because it's like you can't have room on one boat for like all these different ideas and all these different packages from society and then from yourself and then your dreams. Like you'll end up compromising your own dreams in order to fit half of society's in there, and that's not really worth it. This soulmates card over here, this is like unlocking the key to your own heart. This is unlocking the key to your own life, unlocking the key to yourself. This also gets you in alignment. This is, I've got a couple different messages from this. So I'm going to start off with, this is leading you towards feeling really good about yourself. This is leading towards finding your ultimate passion and living it every single day. That's kind of the soulmate sort of energy, because it can reflect not only in person form, this can also reflect in what you choose to do with your life, your career, the other things that are in your life as well. So this is unlocking your truest passion, is going in this direction. It also is a direction where I feel like you would actually find your truest person soulmate if you continue down the direction of what actually ignites your passion. If you don't, I don't feel like you'd actually find the truest feeling of true passion, true connection, unlocking the key to your heart, whether that be in an actual relationship or just in your career as well. So hope that makes sense for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 3, this is going to be your urgent messages that will change your life forever. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so pile number 3, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. So we start off here with the Knight of Wands reversed, the Star, and then the Seven of Pentacles. So lots happening here. Your guys' message that I'm getting right off the bat is that you are not putting enough effort towards making your dreams happen. You're not watering the plants enough of the seeds of your dreams that you're trying to grow. So that is the message that I'm getting right off the bat by just looking at this. So the Knight of Wands being reversed over here, this is like we're not putting enough energy, or we get really uninspired very quickly. When the Star is reversed as well, this is also like, this is your own mind getting the best of you, like feeling like I am not enough for this, I can't make this happen, I am not worthy. This is like yourself kind of like holding you back. You guys might have also been attracted to pile number 2 because they had a very similar message, although theirs was coming more from a societal point of view, whereas your guys' is coming more from an internal point of view. So you guys might have also been attracted to the second pile if you guys chose this one. I do want to mention that. But this is like your own self getting the best of you, feeling like you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, feeling like you don't have enough to make your dreams happen, feeling like this is like your own self, you know, really, I don't want to use the same words, but you're getting the best of yourself. But yeah, you're definitely getting in your own way of, you know, expanding in any sort of way. And also you're stopping blessings from coming in, because the Star can indicate blessings. The fact that it's reversed is showing me that you're not currently open to, or you don't feel worthy of these certain blessings. So therefore they don't really come to you based on the law of attraction, because you almost feel like, oh, that couldn't happen to me, or like I'm not worthy of that. So somehow you're getting in your own way here, based on the way that you view yourself, the way that you think, and that kind of jazz. The Knight of Wands being reversed, this is like you quickly have certain burnouts on your passions, your own ideas, or you get distracted very easily as well. It can also be a very distracting sort of card where it's like, just because you don't think it's going to happen, it's like we're not really putting the energy towards it. Although you're dreaming about it, you dream about these things, you have these ideas, but it's about actually watering them so that they grow by putting time, effort, dedication towards it. But I feel like there's this uninspiration because it's like you've already almost sabotaged it before even starting it, by thinking that it's just not gonna happen, or it couldn't happen to you type of feeling. And then the next cards that we have over here, this is which card is this? We have the third house. Is this the third? The writing is so small on these, I can barely see it. We have the third house reversed over here. We have Taurus reversed over here. And then we also have Neptune reversed. All right, so Neptune being reversed over top of the Seven of Pentacles is showing that you're not watering your dreams enough. Neptune rules the ocean, it rules the sea, it rules water. And of course we have these plants growing over here. These are like seeds that you plant that are then growing, but the seeds that you plant are metaphorical for like dreams, aspirations that you have, you've planted them. And then of course they're not being watered enough. You're not putting enough dedication towards them. You're not putting enough time towards them so that they can grow. Over here above the star that we have Taurus reversed. And so Taurus being the bull, whenever we're talking about like motivation or, you know, getting our dreams done, Taurus is very stubborn. And so there's a stubbornness to you that's like, it's hard to get the bull rolling or ball rolling. Little play on words there for you guys. So Taurus, the bull, it's hard to, you know, getting a bull to run takes some effort. Once they're running, they're hard to stop though. Oh my gosh, nothing can stand in their way because they will just break through everything once the ball is rolling. But it's hard for you guys to get the ball rolling because of maybe you have like, again, self-doubts right off the bat that kind of stop you from making these things happen. Also with the Knight of Wands, we do have the third house intellect upside down. And so this, again, is kind of like thinking you're not good enough. Your own mind getting in the way. The third house is ruled by Gemini. This is about your thinking. So your thinking patterns get in the way, your current belief systems. This deals with belief systems hardcore. So this is about your current belief systems of like, it's not going to happen anyway. Your own view of yourself. Maybe you can't figure out how it's going to happen, therefore you already don't believe that it can happen because you can't figure out how it's going to happen. But the thing that you guys need to know is that you don't need to know how, you just need to take steps towards there every single day. The Seven of Pentacles is like, plant a seed a day, you know, and then you're going to get there. Sure, maybe, like, for example, I always use this example, but I feel like it captures this so perfectly, so I'm going to use this example again. If you're planning on traveling from Los Angeles to New York and you look on the road, you're not going to be able to see the whole road that gets from LA to New York because it's really far away and we're not tall enough to see that entire road. If we were tall enough, we would be able to take one step and we're there, but that's not how anything works in life. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, it's going to be impossible to see how to get there. Nobody has the answer about how to get there. Sure, you can see other people, they'll tell you like, oh, if you take this road and this road and this road, it'll get you there, but you still can't see the road. But you have maybe an idea about how other people got there, but you don't know if it's going to work for you. Who knows? Maybe you've never traveled on that road before, so you don't really understand what's there or the obstacles that you're going to face and if you're going to be able to get over them yourself with the current car that you have, or maybe you don't even have a car and you're going to have to walk there. But guess what? You can get there. You just have to take a step a day. And no, maybe you can't see the whole road in front of you. That's fine. Nobody ever can unless it's really close to you. But then, you know, all the things that are usually close to us aren't really a goal anyway because it's so close. We're just like, oh, okay, I'll just step there and it's fine. I'm already done. Woo! Nothing happens overnight. The Seven of Pentacles talks about plant a seed and water it. Watering it is like, okay, I know what I can do in the moment that'll get me maybe slightly closer because it's doing it. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have an aspiration, do something every day that puts your energy towards this goal, making it happen, even if it's this small. Sometimes we can only ever take small steps because where we currently are, there's only small steps for us to take. But guess what? If you do a step a day, here's a step, 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 here's a step. All of a sudden, you're so much closer to your goal. All of a sudden, you're at your goal. That's what it is. It's taking these small little steps. Even though, no, that small little step won't get you from point A to point B, but it's going to get you closer. So that's the point. That's why we do these little mundane things every single day that help us grow towards our passion, grow towards our goals, all that jazz. This is what this is talking about, is like, your own mind is stopping you because maybe you don't have it all figured out yet and you're trying to get it figured out beforehand. Therefore, it's a self-sabotaging thing because it's like, well, it's impossible to have it all figured out beforehand. It's impossible. So it's a self-sabotaging thing that's happening right now. And the advice here is to, again, take it in baby steps. The next card that we have is Abundance Reverse. So this can sometimes indicate that maybe we currently have certain doubts and our doubts are stemming from a place of feeling lack. So maybe your current circumstance is, you know, I don't have enough to get there, or I don't have enough money to make this happen, or maybe it's a feeling like I'm not worthy of a bunch of abundance. I'm not worthy of this. What have I done in my life to make me deserve this? Maybe it's a feeling of like a lack of self-worth, of feeling deserving of this. Allow those limiting beliefs to fade away. Again, it's like all in the third house. It's all in the mind. Allow these things to fade away. They don't actually rule you. They don't actually have control over you. You can be abundant. You can still make this happen even with a lack of abundance, because it's about taking those baby steps every day. Get slightly closer and slightly closer. You don't have to throw all your eggs in the basket at once. Throw one in at a time. Whatever you can afford to throw it in, and I promise you it is going to grow. There's some people that have a garden and they can pick 10 carrots and feed their whole family with a beautiful carrot soup or something like that. Maybe you only have one carrot right now. That's fine. Utilize that. Grow it. Over time, you're going to make those 10 carrots. Maybe it'll take you a whole month, whereas other people can grow it in a day. It's fine. As long as you keep taking steps over there, you're going to eventually get there. Anyone can do it. You can do it. I promise you. That is what these cards are trying to tell you. We also have over here the Mother. So this is about growing things. The Mother is about, usually like it's about having an idea. As we can see, like this pearl is sitting here in the middle of a rose being wrapped around this kind of like nest. And this kind of looks like a snake or something like that that's wrapped around it. It could just be a nest, I don't know, but it kind of looks like a snake to me. I don't know. Anyway, this is talking about the incubation stage. So if you guys have an idea, if you guys have an inspiration, this is about incubating it, putting time and effort towards it. So yes, you have an idea, and this is almost like, having an egg, and it's funny, I was talking about putting eggs in a basket, and here we have like a nest with a pearl in the middle of it. But anyway, so if you have an idea, mother it, nurture it so that it can grow. Just like planting seeds over here. You need to water it so it can grow, put time and effort in it, and I promise you it'll grow. It will grow. It has no choice but to grow. So this is again about nurturing your ideas and nurturing yourself as well. This is hugely about nurturing yourself in order to make it grow. If you want to get more abundant, you need to water your ideas, you need to water your inspirations, you need to water your dreams, and in watering them, they will grow. You need to put effort, you need to put time, you need to put, resources towards growing these dreams, and they will grow. They have no choice but to grow, even if it's a small amount. A small amount over time gets bigger and bigger, right? Doesn't matter if you can't put so much towards it right off the bat. That's fine. Put what you can towards it, but the point is put resources towards it. Put your time, put your effort towards it. That's the point. The next card that we have is Birthing a New Age reversed, and then we have Leap upright. So birthing a new age. So right now you might feel a little bit held back about birthing this new stage. Maybe you don't feel like you have what it takes to start this new era. This is about cleaning up what you currently have in the past, but in cleaning that up, you're starting to birth a new age, you're starting to enter a new age. The Mother talks about birthing a new age as well. There's a lot of like birthing sort of energy here, so this could be talking about, maybe even physical birth for some of you, but for most of you guys, this is metaphorical, talking about the birth of your ideas, your hopes, your dreams, that kind of stuff. And this is like, okay, it's time now to start this. Nurture it so that you can step into this new area of your life. Maybe you guys are really wanting to change up your life and have a completely different life than you currently have, but maybe you don't believe that it's possible for you. Maybe you don't believe that you're worthy, but guess what? You are. Put time and effort towards changing it, and over time, guess what? It's going to change. If you change a small piece of your life every single day, over time, your entire life will eventually be completely different if you change a small bit every single day. So maybe it's not a lot that you can change right off the bat. Maybe you can't overhaul your whole life right now, but if you do those small little changes every day, of course you're going to change the whole thing. Of course. Your whole life is going to change. So change a small bit every day towards the life that you do want, and I promise you, eventually you're going to be living the life of your dreams. Leap, have faith. This is talking about, yes, it's scary. Yes, it's unknown. You're stepping into the unknown, but you just got to take the leap. You got to take the jump. You got to put the effort in to take that step. Take that step. There's also a lot of purple. I really want to mention the purple that's kind of coming up here, because there's a lot of purple coming up, whereas there's a lot of like other neutral colors, and then we got this purple. So this is talking about the crown chakra. This is talking about our attachments. So maybe you're attached to certain things. Maybe you're attached to your current way of life. You're attached to your current way of thinking. It's hard to let go of the current belief systems that you have, but guess what? Changing that little bit at a time helps tremendously, and you will inevitably get there. Then we also have Come to the Edge. Oh, it's so funny, we have the Leap card, and you can only ever leap when there's an edge, and we have the Come to the Edge card right here. That's wild. And then we also have Take a Nap. So Come to the Edge is talking about get ready for the change. Meet yourself at the edge of getting ready to let go of your current way of thinking, getting ready to let go of your current way of life. Come to the edge and take a chance. It's talking about hugely about taking chances so that you can leap and have a leap of faith into what you actually desire. Leap towards your dreams. what you actually want. Nurture yourself. The mother, nurture yourself and your dreams. Time for a nap. This is talking about rest yourself. Let your mind calm down. Maybe you're overthinking a lot of things. Since we have the third house reversed, this is overthinking a lot. And sometimes we self-sabotage by overthinking too much, because then we look at every single scenario and maybe the current limiting beliefs lead us towards looking at more outcomes of why we shouldn't, or maybe we're constantly looking at reasons why it will fail, and therefore, it's a self-sabotaging cycle. Take a nap, rest your mind, allow it to calm down. And in resting your mind, allowing yourself to calm down, you're gonna be able to come to the edge, take a leap towards your dreams, making them happen, nurturing yourself, and growing new belief systems that work for you, growing a new cycle, a new way of life that helps you take steps towards making your dream life happen. And in doing that, inevitably, you will have your dream life. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. Pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 4, if you guys chose this pile, this is your urgent message that you need to hear right now that will change your life forever. So without further ado, let's hop right into it, starting now. All right, so pile number 4, this is what we have here. So we have the 3 of Wands reversed. We also have the King of Wands, and we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So I do want to mention I am doing reversals in this video. I'm just trying it out. Normally in my general readings, I read the both sides of the card since it's general, but I wanted to give it a try, give it a whirl, trying to do the reversals for a general reading, because I usually use them just for personal readings. Anyway, we're going to try it out. So I just want to mention that. What I'm seeing over here, though, is kind of like almost going into... The Wheel of Fortune reverse can indicate that we're going through a time of where it seems like bad things keep happening to us, or it seems like things just keep messing up, or it seems like things keep going wrong. It's not necessarily bad things happening to us, but it's like things keep going wrong and we don't know why. Or it seems like, maybe bad things keep happening in your life and you're like, why does this keep happening to me? Like, why do I karmically have this? That kind of question. When we have the King of Wands upright, this can indicate that sometimes we're looking at the situation like, oh, this shouldn't be happening to me. Like, everything should be going well. I see myself very confidently, blah, 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 blah. Like, the things that you're doing, maybe you see them, from a perspective of like, I don't deserve that. That shouldn't be happening to me. And it seems like you guys are keeping a positive outlook, but it's kind of like, wait, what? Why do I keep stumbling upon unfortunate circumstances? And we also have the 3 of Wands over here. The 3 of Wands. So this is like, we're not really looking out into the bigger picture of things. We're kind of just looking at ourselves and wondering why it's happening. And there is a bigger picture to this. And so your guys' message is like, there's a bigger picture to why this is happening right now. And we're going to add some more cards on here to find out a little bit more information upon why this is popping up for you guys. So we also have the Sagittarius card over here, and then we also have Aries. So these are both reversed. Oh, and then we have, the last one is also reversed. We have the 12th house also reversed over here. So over here, since Sagittarius is reversed, we're not really, again, seeing the bigger picture. Sagittarius is usually, they help expand, they help see a broader perspective. Sagittarius rules the broader perspective, and so it's telling you guys that there is a bigger picture towards what's happening. Aries is like, only ever looking at the self. It rules the first house, which is the self, and so maybe it's not your own doing, maybe it's not directly in front of you the answer about why this is happening. It's not a direct answer that directly links towards the self of yourself. There's a bigger picture to it, though, and we're going to get further into why it is. And then we also do have the 12th house over here, which is kind of like a secretive, unknown. So there's a bigger picture, but I feel like the bigger picture, it's like a little bit confusing because the 12th house is kind of like the other side. This is almost karmically put in place. This is like things that are happening in a very broad, large perspective that it takes a lot of effort to try and understand why this is happening. But we're going to get to the bottom of it during this reading about why you could be stumbling upon unfortunate circumstances. So if this is correlating to you, then just definitely keep on watching. If not, then maybe you guys chose the wrong pile. But if you guys find yourself constantly stumbling into like stuff that doesn't make sense, we're going to make sense of it today. All right, our next card over here is healing. And so maybe you guys find yourself constantly in a healing stage of your life where you're like constantly having to heal from these certain circumstances that you keep falling into. There's a bigger reason why you keep falling into them though. And yes, the healing I feel like is going to help you grow so much. Maybe this has a larger purpose it's going to play out a bigger picture in the rest of your life. To learn this healing process, to learn this whole thing is going to play an important role later on in your life as well. Also, I do want to mention that with Sagittarius upside down, maybe you even feel like a little bit stuck as well, about like maybe there's worries about expanding even farther. Maybe there's repetition of being stuck in the same cycle. Maybe you keep repeating a certain pattern. Maybe you keep ending up in a bad relationship. Maybe you keep ending up in relationships that end very quickly. Maybe you keep ending up in, certain circumstances that it's like, it seems like there's a pattern. It seems like there's a cycle, and you're not really sure how to break that cycle. And nor are you really looking at what it's trying to tell you. I feel like there's a deep message that it is trying to tell you. But right now, you're not really looking at the big picture of it. Therefore, you just keep healing and then entering it again, healing and then entering a certain pattern or a certain cycle. Then we also have the mirror card. So the mirror, this is really talking about looking deep at the self. So sure, from the outside, or even maybe from the inside, it's looking like it doesn't make sense. It's like, well, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. This is really telling you to look within, really look at yourself. Why do you keep ending up here? What is the reason why you keep attracting this? Look at your own choices. Look at your own ways that you treat yourself. How does that play a part in this? Because I promise you, there is a reason why it keeps popping up for you guys. And so maybe it's confusing, maybe it doesn't make sense, but there's a reason why this keeps popping up. We do also have the crumbling over here. And I do want to mention again with the mirror, this is like, and there's also a moon here. So yes, it's a little bit hard to figure out. And it seems like it's all covered up. It seems like it's all like, doesn't make sense, all that kind of jazz. The mirror is again really showing us like, there's a bigger purpose, and you'll find it by looking within. You'll find it by really reflecting. This is about reflecting on the situation. Anytime a situation comes that brings up this emotion or makes you feel like you're still part of this cycle, reflect. This is about reflection. Reflect on the choices that you're making. Reflect on your current values of your own self-worth. Reflect on the way that you treat yourself, the way that you expect to be treated, the boundaries that you have. Boundaries are a big part of it as well. The crumbling over here is like really talking about needing to break down the situation in order to see it for what it is, breaking down the situation. Because while it's still built up, maybe it has this like perfect illusion to it. Therefore, you're not really understanding why you're still stuck in this cycle. You need to kind of break the cycle. You need to break the pattern. You need to break the wheel. So get yourself out of whatever situation is causing this repetitive hurt. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a career. Maybe it's a job that you have. Maybe it's a person in your life. Maybe it's a habit that you have. Maybe it's a bad habit that you keep repeating. You need to break that cycle in order to really reflect and see why this stuff keeps happening for you. Oh my gosh, we have another mirror card. How crazy is it? We have the mirror card and the mirror card. I swear whenever I do readings, both of these cards like never come up, and in your pile we have it again and again. So it's again repeating. Reflect. Look at your own self in the mirror, because it's not like society or the world or the universe keeps throwing and thrusting this situation upon you. You have to reflect and realize what you're doing that's causing this to repeat. And I don't want to like put all the blame or fault on you guys. I don't want you guys to feel that way. That's not what this reading is saying. This is saying and encouraging you to realize how you can fix this yourself and how you can end this cycle yourself, because this is the big lesson in it, how you can personally end this cycle. It's not like you deserve this by any means. It's not like you're being a bad person or something like that. Maybe there is a deeper meaning in here that you guys need to look at about your own choices that you're making, your own self-worth, what you're doing to repeat the cycle as well. The part that you're playing that ends up repeating this as well. So there is a part of it that you guys are also in that make this also continue and continue. The next card we have is Orphaned reversed, and then we have Unfinished Symphony. So Unfinished Symphony, again, talks about these certain patterns that keep repeating, and maybe you feel like the situation, maybe the reason why this keeps repeating is because there's some unfinished business here, there's some unfinished karma, there's unfinished lessons, so maybe you're not really getting the big picture. Maybe the universe is throwing at you this lesson over and over again because you're not learning the lesson that you're actually supposed to be learning. So I think you need to do a lot of reflection. What is this certain pattern? What do you notice is always so similar? What can you fix in yourself that discontinues the pattern? And the most common things that I'll mention, which hopefully will help you guys figure it out, but the most common things that I feel like people run into and why they run into patterns that keep repeating is self-worth, your own self-worth, how you treat other people, how you treat yourself, the current boundaries that you have set up for yourself and how you actually enforce those. And again, a big one is your own self-worth. Do you have too much self-worth or do you have too little self-worth? What side of the spectrum are you on? What do you need to learn? And maybe the lesson is also realizing that you need to break a cycle in order for it to end. It's not like you keep returning to the cycle hoping that the current or the certain person, the certain event, or the certain circumstance is going to just miraculously change and then it'll be all better. Your part in this is by, re-entering something that is causing you hurt or pain. So the Unfinished Symphony is like, there's some unfinished business, there's still a lesson that needs to be learned, and that's why you keep repeating this same cycle. That's why this unfortunate thing keeps happening to you, is because there's a big lesson you need to learn about your own personal boundaries, speaking up for yourself, standing up for yourself, your own self-worth, maybe lessons on how you treat other people, maybe it's how you treat yourself. And the current boundaries that you have. Orphaned being reversed is like, you're not here alone. The universe isn't, you're not alone in this. There's lots of people that go through this. And so it's just wanting you to know that you're not alone. There's other people that go through this. You're fine. You're going to be okay. You're not alone. There's purpose behind it. Don't feel like you're being singled out. Don't feel like the universe or God is against you. Don't ever feel that way. This has a divine purpose, and it has a beautiful purpose. In fact, it's teaching you a beautiful lesson here about self-empowerment, self-growth, boundaries, how to, treat yourself with worth and amazingness. This is teaching you a lot of self-worth. So there's beautiful lessons behind this. I do want you guys to know that. So this is the important message that you guys need to hear right now. For you guys, pile number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. All right, so pile number 5, you guys chose this pile. This is going to be your urgent message that will change your life forever. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I do want to mention for you guys, I am incorporating reversals in this reading. Normally for general readings, I don't use the reversals because I just read both sides of the cards, and then in personal readings, I do reversals if they come up. For the readings for this particular video, I've been incorporating reversals, just so you guys know, in case you're wondering, like, oh, why is there all of a sudden reverse cards? So anyway, You guys seem to have all of your cards right now reversed. So we have over here the 8 of Pentacles reversed, we have 6 of Swords reversed, and then we have the 6 of Cups reversed as well. So right off the bat, the message that I'm getting is feeling like it's hard to let go of something from the past, because we do have the 6 of Cups, which always resembles something from our past. It can also resemble our siblings, or it can resemble, like, you know, just a situation that we had a big emotional attachment to in our past. And then over here we do have the 6 of Swords, which is like kind of like not wanting to let go, or not wanting to leave something, not wanting to move forward and move beyond it or move past it. And then with the 8 of Pentacles reversed, this is not wanting to focus on it, not wanting to do the work, not wanting to put the effort in order to move past, because it seems too difficult. It seems like the struggle is, you know, we don't really want to face it, that kind of stuff. So this is what I'm getting right off the bat. I do also want to mention that this can be talking about also not wanting to let go of a certain job, because sometimes the pentacles can indicate work or career or school. So it could be we're not wanting to leave a certain thing that's no longer serving us. Maybe it's in school or a certain career or a certain job that we have, or it can be an actual person or relationship or event or something that happened in our past that we're not really ready to let go of, or we're not really ready to put the work in order to heal ourselves. So let's add some more cards on here to see what else we have going on. So we have the 9th house over here of journeys. Then we also have solar eclipse, which is a very powerful, very, very powerful card. Oh my gosh, I cannot get these. My OCD, which I don't have OCD at all, but my perfectionist quality in my videos, I want all the cards to be straight. Sometimes that just doesn't happen though. Anyway, the 9th house over here of journeys, this also deals with expansion. It's ruled by Sagittarius and also by Jupiter, and this always deals with our expansions. So this is maybe not wanting to put the work in order to expand ourselves, but maybe we dream about, this is kind of like dreaming about, oh, it would be wonderful to like have this or do this or expand in this way. It's a very dreamy sort of card, but somehow we're not willing to put the work in, or not willing to put the effort in, or not ready to let go of our past in order to make this thing happen, or we don't feel like we can. We feel stuck in our current situation. We feel like we can't move past it in order to make our certain aspirations happen. Also with the solar eclipse, this is like a very sudden onset of something. This is like a very like quick happening. So maybe something in the past happened very quickly. Maybe we made a decision too fast. Maybe a situation occurred to us way too quickly and we're like, okay, now I feel stuck in it, or I feel like I can't let go of it. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of emotion around it. Solar eclipses, there's usually a lot of emotion, and it's usually a very confusing time as well. Usually during like certain eclipses, you know, pets or animals will start acting weird, even people will start acting weird. And so this is kind of like a confusing, it adds like this fog to the situation, of this confusing sort of energy of like, I don't really understand why this happened, or maybe we're feeling a bit confused about a certain situation, therefore we're kind of stuck on it. And then we also do have, I believe this is Pisces right here, yeah. Okay, so this is talking about almost being in a dream world. So we have the solar eclipse and Pisces. So this is being stuck in a bit of a dreamland, a bit of a dream world, but yet we feel like we can't make these things either happen, or we feel like we're too stuck in our current situation to make certain things happen, or if it's too stuck on the past. Pisces being the two fish that are swimming together. Sometimes we look at a situation with rose-colored glasses, because Pisces has a tendency to look at people or situations or things with rose-colored glasses, meaning that they don't look at the faults of the situation, they don't look at the negatives, they're only pointing out the positives. And so sometimes Pisces has a tendency to get stuck in toxic things, like toxic relationships, toxic habits, because they only are willing to look at the positives in it. Even if there's more negatives than positives, they're like, I'm just gonna look at the positives, it's fine, it seems like a great situation. And so Pisces is usually very illusioned, which is why they rule the 12th house and Neptune, that rules illusions and stuff like that. So I feel like for you guys, you're almost stuck in an illusion of believing that a certain situation was really good for you when it isn't. So right now, I feel like you guys are struggling with deciding whether or not this thing is good for you or not good for you, and you're having a tough time letting go of it. This is something that I want to indicate that I'm getting the vibes that this happened in the past. Maybe you guys are currently in it right now, but for the most part, I feel like this is something that happened to you in the past, since we do have the Six of Cups over here. Again, it could be a current situation, but most likely this is a past situation that for some reason is still holding you back from moving forward in your current life, or in your current, like, in the current day. So this is the message that I'm picking up on here. Let's add some more cards and see what we have next. So we have imagination. So again, imagination is ruled by Pisces. It is ruled by Neptune. It again rules illusions that you're stuck in, but it is right side up. And so the good thing about this card coming up is that you're probably a very artsy person. You're probably very creative. You have an insane amount of creativity when we have imagination coming up. So there's a beautiful side towards your mind, and I don't want you guys to feel like your mind is a bad thing. It's not. In fact, you guys are extra creative and extra powerful in your creativity, so this is a good thing. But the downside of being super creative is that sometimes you're more likely to get stuck into illusions because of your imagination. So your imagination is filling in the blanks here of like, oh, well, it's not bad. Yes, all these toxic things happened, but your imagination's trying to twist it in a way of being like, but it wasn't bad, it was so good. And you're only looking at the positives of the situation, kind of being unable to let go of this person, event, thing, situation, because you're still seeing it for its positives. Although I will say with these cards that are coming up, this is really saying that, okay, maybe even it was positive, but it's ended now. It's over. It's not coming back. And more than likely, it was not as good as you're making it out to seem. It's not as good as it was, as you're trying to imagine it to be. And there's more in the future that's in store for you, but currently you're being held back from it because you can't yet move past this. The Six of Swords talks about when it's reversed, it's like we're unable to let go of it and we're being still held back. So you are currently holding yourself back from life by still clinging on and hanging on to a false hope or a false reality. It's time to let that go. Our next card that we have is the Storm. And this coming up, you know, especially when we have the Six of Swords reversed, this is talking about, oh, and then also we have the solar eclipse under here. So there's going to be like a sudden thing where I feel like you guys are going to have to realize and fully let go of this past situation, because it's going to cause turmoil in order to stay stuck on it, because you're going to realize you're not moving forward in any way. You're going to slowly realize that it's not serving you in order to hang on to it. And life is going to throw curveballs at you for being stuck in the past to try to get you out of the past, because when we're stuck on the past yet we're living in the present, it causes disruption. So in order for you guys to end the disruption, you guys have to move past the past. You guys have to let go of the past and move forward, and this will cause, you know, peace. Because right now it's a lot of friction. You're trying to cling on to something that's over. It's causing friction in all areas of your life, therefore causing disruptions, things like that. So things might start going wrong if you're currently hanging on and clinging on to the past too much. Then we also have don't dim to fit in, and then we also have the Great Gathering. So don't dim to fit in. Don't dim your light in order to make the situation or to validate yourself. Don't dim yourself in order to validate the other person or the other situation or anything like that. Don't dim your own light. The reason why this situation didn't work out is because it's not meant for you. Don't dim yourself in order to try to make a situation that's not meant for you work. Because currently, this is telling me that you guys are actually dimming yourselves in order to succumb to a lower thing that's not actually even meant for you. And then over here we have the Great Gathering. And so the bottom of this card says, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. So trust that you're being guided properly. The Six of Swords is all about being guided out of a situation and into better circumstances. That's what the Six of Swords talks about that we had in the middle of our tarot cards. And then we also have this great gathering of your soul tribe coming together, intuitive hits. So I feel like you guys know this on a deeper level, that you're supposed to let go of this. I feel like you guys know that on a deep level of yourselves. And I feel like people around you are probably also guiding you and encouraging you to let go, which you should listen to. Because if this is a strong sign that's coming towards you from friends, from family members, from your own intuition, then you know that it's probably pretty accurate. If it's also coming in your own heart, which I think deep down in your own heart you do know. So this is just telling you that all the signs are pushing you towards letting it go. It's time to let it go. Then we also have by the book, which is reversed. And then we also have higher power, which is reversed. And so by the book, this is kind of like, maybe back in this past scenario, this past situation, you kind of had your future planned out, and you're trying to live your life by the book that you've already currently written out. So maybe in this certain past circumstance, you were daydreaming about how your life was going to be, therefore it's hard to let go of now because you were planning for your life to be a certain way, either with this person or with this situation, and so you kind of had it all planned out. But since by the book is reversed now, it's like, okay, well, it's time to rewrite the book. And maybe you're not wanting to do that because it's like, you're still really attached to the idea that you've had planned out for you, but it's time to let that idea go and rewrite a better story. This one's not meant for you. It was only meant to be temporary. You weren't meant to live your whole life by it. So it's time to rewrite the book. The book is outdated. It's invalid. So it's time to let go. And we also have higher power over here. So this is like maybe ignoring your higher intuition, ignoring the signs that you're getting. So this is time to open up and listen to those signs. And we also have a lot of purple in this pile as well as we did in a previous pile. This is telling me there's a lot of crown chakra energy, which deals with attachment. So this is talking about the fact that you might be still attached, which is a crown chakra kind of like energy that you're dealing with at the moment, a crown chakra block. And so it's time to let go and detach. This is all about detachment. Higher power is like you're not really listening to your intuition, you're ignoring your intuition, and you're trying to change around a situation that you're not ready to let go of or you're not ready to listen to. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. So your message in here is to let go of this because something so much better is coming towards you. And don't be down about the situation. There's so much positive in it. You're being encouraged again to let go of it because something so much better will come out of it. So this is your important message that hopefully will change your life forever if you guys listen to this, and it definitely will if you guys do listen to this. The imagination card coming up is very beautiful. It means you're very creative as a person. There's so much potential here for you guys, but it's about letting go of the past so that you guys can create the most ultimate best future. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 5. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a really big thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!